What is up guys, Munash here, and today we've got She-Hulk against Abyss of Legends Luke Cage. And yeah, so I started Abyss Part 3 and this is the second fight. I didn't bother recording the Darkhawk fight because I've already made a video on how to solo him and it's pretty straightforward with Human Torch if you know the way. So I felt like doing another video of that would be kind of redundant. So yeah, this is going to be the first fight I'm going to be uploading for Part 3. And yeah, I decided to go with She-Hulk this time because I already used Stealth Spidey for this fight and I also just like doing things differently. And She-Hulk is also capable of soloing this fight, although I did not get a solo on this fight, let me just make that clear. I don't know, I probably should have practiced a bit more than maybe I could have. But yeah, I'm not as good as Metal Sonic Dude with She-Hulk. But I still managed to get him down using one revive, although I did die twice with She-Hulk. I got him to about halfway and then I just made a silly mistake and then I died and then I went back in and then on the second fight I got him down to 5% and then my finger actually slipped and I just walked right into his unblockable attack. So yeah, that was a really annoying way for me to die. So then I just decided to just finish the fight with Aegon, because Aegon can actually work pretty well for this fight. Because you can use his heavy attack to intercept whilst he's unstoppable. Although I actually didn't really rely on that. I think I only did that twice. Most of my intercepts were actually like standard intercepts. The tricky thing about using She-Hulk for this fight I found is just the timing and spacing of punishing his special one with your heavy attack. Because the spacing isn't always consistent. You'll notice that sometimes it's a little bit too far away for you to just throw a heavy attack. Which is why I actually do a light attack and then I throw the heavy attack, because it kind of just forces you to move slightly closer before you actually land that heavy attack. And I don't always do this. Sometimes I actually do find it fine to just go in with the standard heavy attack without any lights before that. But yeah, Metal Sonic Dude has a pretty good video on this where he explains basically how to use She-Hulk in a fight like this. But yeah, it's really about landing those intercepts and punishing with the heavy attack. So I did find this fight a lot more difficult with She-Hulk, because with Stealth Spidey I felt like maintaining the slow is just 64 times easier. But I went with She-Hulk because she has a much better damage output than Stealth Spidey, once you get those Furies going. Although I did find it more stressful with her because this was not my first attempt at Abyss Luke Cage, it was actually my third attempt. The first two didn't go so well, and mainly because I kept on losing my Furies. Because sometimes you'll just randomly throw two heavy attacks in a row, and then I wasn't able to refresh my Furies in time by getting him to throw a special attack. So here I slightly tweaked my strategy by not always throwing a special one whenever I can. So sometimes I'll just push him to a special one, and I might have a bar of power, but I won't throw my special one just yet, because I'd rather wait for the next cycle of refreshed Furies so that they can last a little bit longer. And that just made it a lot easier for me to maintain the Furies. So yeah, once She-Hulk gets going, once she has like about 50, even just 30 Furies, the damage output is pretty insane. You know, you'll see some really big yellow numbers. And even once you're above 50 Furies, you'll see some really big white numbers as well. Like a special 2s was doing something like 70k without any crits. So yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about this video. I'll probably just link Metal Sonic Dude's video in the description, because I think he does a pretty good job in explaining how to get this fight down with She-Hulk. But yeah, the first time I saw this happen, I actually got this tip from this guy called Abdul, who I believe was the first person to solo Luke Cage with She-Hulk. It was actually a couple of months ago. I used to speak with him on line chat, and then I don't know, you ended up getting banned from the game for God knows what. But yeah, that's where I got the tip on how to, you know, throw a light attack first. And you see, when I had about 55 Furies, the second hit of the heavy was critting for about 80,000 damage. So yeah, She-Hulk is an absolute monster in Abyss, and that's why I decided to bring her instead of Stealth Spidey this time. I still love Stealth Spidey for Abyss. He can also solo this fight, it just takes a lot longer. But I did find it easier using him. But like I said earlier, I just like to try out different champs, try out more viable strategies. Also just to give people more options and make more interesting videos. And also there's a couple of fights on part 3 where She-Hulk actually works really well for. so I will be using her for more than just Luke Cage. But yeah, I think we're getting close to the slip up, because about halfway through this fight, that's where I actually just forgot to apply a slow debuff before it was too late, and then he was unstoppable and unblockable. Then I tried to intercept with my heavy attack, but I think Luke Cage just hit me with a massive crit, which pretty much ended me. So yeah, that was a bit annoying, because yes, this fight is it's a little bit frustrating with She-Hulk. But yeah, I'm just gonna revive her and try again. And this time we was at about 5%, where I just made a silly mistake, and actually my finger just slipped and I actually just dashed in by accident while he had a special 1 ready. So I took a special 1 right to the face. But yeah, if you fast forward towards the end of the video, about 2 minutes before it ends, you'll see how you can actually use Aegon to do this fight as well. But yeah, I'm not going to talk too long for this one. So thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.